Daddy, why did you go to temple at night?
Why?
I mean, yeah, you were working during the day?
I was working during the day.
When you were 19?
Well, no, service when I was 18.
Okay. What were you working during the day before you went to the service?
Where was I?
Yeah, what were you doing?
I worked at an installment house, a furniture installment house. Then I worked for we moved to 15th Street.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. Smith lived down the street. He was a delinquent account collector. And I worked for him collecting delinquent accounts. And then when the war started, son Chip was hiring people. I went to school, became a welder, and got a job at Son Chip for $1.03.5 an hour.
Oh, good, Ethan. I want you in this too. Okay, I don't mean to rush you, Dad, but I do want to hear all this because it's important that I can see your face.
You already have it.
Yeah, I have it on.
You already have this.
I
already gave it to you before.
Daddy, that's 12 years ago, and I don't have your gorgeous face.
No, where was it when you have all these stories?
I do, but I want to hear it live with your face.
Well, I'm sort of slumped here.
You look great.
Dad, what do you want to drink?
I'm okay.
Give him something to eat.
He's fine. He just had an apple and you want some crackers, Dad?
No, what do you got besides crackers?
Cheese. Got some brie cheese, light brie.
What else do you have?
Cheddar. I don't know. Crackers, chips, pretzels. What are you looking for in particular?
Shrimp a la mode.
What would you like? A little cheese and crackers?
Yeah, but give me good cheese. Not
Brie?
Little tiny bit of cheese. That's it.
Brie.
Not a little tiny bit of crackers. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Daddy. So, okay, now let's fast forward to when you were a welder and what motivated you to go to the to be enlisted.
Oh, I went. You know why I went there? I got a job at Son Chip as a welder. I was a defense worker. I was making $1.03.5 an hour. You realize how much that was? That was over $40 a week. $40 a week. That was double what most married guys made.
So yeah, because your life was at stake.
No, because that was defense work. We were building tankers in Chester, Pennsylvania. So
in other words, when you're a welder, you wear a mask and you have a blowtorch.
Oh yeah, not a blowtorch, a welding rod.
And you were making defense equipment for World War II.
We were making tankers.
Okay, so people were getting killed and amputated?
Well, at Son Chip there was it was a pretty dangerous job. Guys were falling off scaffolds, falling off ways. Metal was dropping on them. Yeah, it was not exactly a good way to.
So what motivated you to leave? That motivated you.
Well, that was a good motivation, but the war was on, and I was going to be drafted, although I was exempt. I didn't particularly feel like being drafted or put someplace. I wanted to go someplace where I could enjoy myself in a way and become an officer, and that was the Air Corps. So I had to enlist in the Air Corps.
Why were you exempt?
I was working for Son Chip.
Oh, that exempted you from the war.
It could have exempted me.
So from my understanding, the reason why you enlisted is because it was safer than being a welder.
That's right. It was safer in the Army, in the Air Corps, than being a welder.
No, Emma.
No question about it. Yeah, it was much safer to be a...
And I don't know the story about what happened with Grant. Sam, can you get the dog out of Dad's reach?
It's fine, Maggie. Go with the flow. Ethan's right there.
Thank you.
Damn, I can't cut this cheese.
Oh, Jesus. Let me cut it for you. Hold on. Let go. I got it. I thought it was softer. I got it, Daddy.
Daddy?
Maggie, this is why... Oh, shit.
You're such a klutz.
Well, you're a slob.
Dad?
Emma, come take. No.
So, in terms of enlisting, because it was less dangerous to obviously be enlisted, you went to basic training.
Yeah, I went to basic training in Miami Beach. It was wonderful. Couldn't believe it. I've never in a place where it's so wonderful.
What made it wonderful?
Miami? Are you kidding? It's hot. It's a vacation spot.
And you were doing all these physical activities to pass the test.
Marching, learning how, basic training.
And when did Grandmom? What's that funny story with Grandmom? The reason why she signed you away?
Of course, she didn't think I'd pass the physical.
And you did.
Yeah.
And she probably would. And then you immediately after basic training, where did you go?
I went to college
No.
Sam, get him off. He's annoying Dad.
I went to college.
Thank you.
Come on, Emma, off. Go over next to Ethan.
Take
Kent
it.
State University. It was a girls' school, and they just entered boys in it, teachers. So we went 4 months to school to learn a lot of things, so that we go to cadet school. We could know what we're doing.
So the war started after cadet school. You learned how to be. When did you learn how to be a bombardier?
I went from cadet school to basic training at Houston, Texas, and then you had to pick your subject. I picked being a bombardier, and they sent me to Midland, Texas, to be trained as a bombardier.
And the reason why, from my understanding, you went to the Air Corps, it was the least dangerous, because being in the ground forces, it was...
No, I went to the, because it was easy living, and I figured that it would take me 18 months to train, by that time the war would be over. But was I wrong?
The war lasted, what, 4 years?
War lasted a lot longer. Yeah.
Well, yeah. How many missions did you do? 24?
Well, we got to get there.
Well, I can ask that question. How many missions did you do?
I did 35 missions.
35 missions? You're a hero.
No, everybody did it.
All right. Getting back, so where were you what was the name of your plane, and where were you stationed?
I mean, where? In the States or overseas?
Overseas, when you were...
Went to a place called Cerignola, Italy, which was right below Foggia. 455th Bomb Group, 743rd Squadron. And I was a bombardier in a plane piloted by a guy named Bill Richard. And we got shot down on our 11th mission.
Over
Emma, stop whining at Dad, because I'm getting you on film. I'm getting him on film, Samantha, and I don't want that whine on film.
Would you like a sedative, dear?
No, I want him to
You're
get...
a uptight filmmaker. Go with the flow. It's a domestic film.
You're on camera right now.
I don't care. Get her out of there. She's whining.
Dad.
Yeah.
No,
I'm allowed to ask some questions now. You're very controlling. When you were shot down on your 11th mission over Hungary, I'm allowed to ask a question.
Okay.
You've dominated. Enough dominating.
What's
now
that?
you need to be
Yeah.
passive. When you were shot down over Hungary,
Yeah.
and you knew at that point that you had to bail out,
Mm-hmm.
and you bailed out over Hungary, you landed on the ground, what did you experience at that point?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean,
Well,
did you think you were going to be dead bailing
He was
out?
beaten up.
we were breaking in a new navigator,
Right.
and he said we were over Vienna, which is 90 miles west. Was he wrong? So when we bailed out, I thought we were going to bail out in Germany, but here we bailed out right below Budapest, and fortunately landed in a battle between the Russians and the Germans, and the Russians picked me up, so I was in good shape.
So when they picked you up, did they immediately know you were American, or did
No.
So they beat
At first they didn't. They started to beat me up, and then I had an American flag on my shoulder. And one of the guys saw it, and he immediately chopped down the guy's hands and pointed to the American flag. I don't know who these guys were.
Right.
Fucking asshole beating you up.
And he took off his hat, and he showed me the hammer and sickle on the hat.
Oh, so you knew they were Russian.
And I knew they were Russians, yeah.
So they were our allies, and they took you
Well,
out.
they were, yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
What an experience.
So,
Oh.
I
When
was very lucky, believe
Yes,
me.
you
When I
were
tell you I
lucky.
was lucky, I was very,
If
very...
you landed in German territory and the Germans had picked you up, would you have been killed right then and there?
No, I could have been saved, but I don't know. You know, a lot of guys were killed, a lot of guys were saved. A lot of guys went to prisoner of war camp.
I have a question for you. Now, David's parents, you know, they were in camps.
Yeah.
And you were circling Auschwitz. And they didn't tell you, the Americans, to bomb Auschwitz.
I flew over Auschwitz. I saw Auschwitz. I saw they told us it was a camp. It was a training camp.
A training camp. But they didn't tell you what it was.
Didn't tell me what it was. Didn't know it. Didn't know. We were just flying in formation. Looked down on a clear day. I could see
Isn't that amazing?
and we bombed a oil refinery plant right above Auschwitz.
Right.
why didn't you bomb Auschwitz?
Because they weren't given the orders. The Americans, I think, were very
The Americans
slow.
No, the Americans knew. They lied to you, didn't they, Dad?
I don't know.
Well, the president, they didn't advertise it in
But
the New
they
York
told us,
Times.
they didn't tell us, they